It's a tough day for us on PIC TV Network because we lost one of our great um, leaders who were in the medical field. And I want to bring in Patty. I want to bring in Michelle Cox, who are my PIC TV Network managers, award-winning shows. Patty, the Legacy Show. Everybody loves the Legacy Show around the world. And Patty, we love you so much. And also Michelle Cox, award-winning show on the PIC TV Network, The Importance of Reading. Michelle and Patty, I love you guys. You know, you're my babies. You know, baby shows that grew up to be great shows on the PIC TV Network. And tonight, I want to start with Michelle. We honor the legacy and life of Dr. Lang Rowland, who you blessed to come on this network so many times, and we play his shows and programs. And I want Patty to come into, when you think about Dr. Rowland, and it was a shock to you, the shock to me, and the shock to the world about this great man of God. Can you talk, Michelle, about this?
Well, I first encountered Dr. Rowling in the House of Creativity. It's a daily show on Clubhouse with Delano A. Johnson and his wonderful wife, Monique Johnson. And my feed came up, and I was actually on my way to North Carolina to attend a service for my cousin. And I was waiting to get some food to help the family during the repast. And I saw it come up that he had passed. And I was in utter shock. I was flabbergasted. So much so I thought, this can't be true. It has to be a joke. Let me call Dr. Rowling on the phone, you know, and let's have a conversation. And so I call him and I don't get an answer. And approximately about 15, 20 minutes later, his wife, Wendy, she texts me back and she says, it is true that he had passed. I was in such an emotional state that I just had no words at the time, because Dr. Rowland and I were working on his new show, Coffee with the Doc, that was going to be produced here. And we had started to be friends, not only friends and colleagues, but I wrote a book with him called Mommy Our Virus is Smart. It's something that he's a featured character. And for now to come to the realization that he's really not with us, Dr. Rowling is an amazing man. I had him on my show, The Importance and Power of Reading. And we talked about the fact that they told his mother that he was mentally retarded and that he wouldn't amount to anything. His coach told him when he was 16 or 17, he might be an average football player at best, but he wouldn't do anything great with his life. This man has gone on to become a virologist, a surgeon, an MD, a PhD. He was teaching microbiology at Shorter College in Arkansas and Pine Bluff. Oh, excuse me, Little Rock. And so he's done all these amazing things. He's also known as Dr. Chocolat because he was going to Peru to help with the dengue fever outbreak there. He's worked with the U.S. Army on virology and worked with people all around the world to help make us safe. He's constantly was giving us medical advice about monkeypox, about HIV, about syphilis. So not only was he a philanthropist, but this was a great man of the community. And this was a man that was doing wonderful things to serve our community and our brothers and sisters. And so his sudden passing, he passed Tuesday evening, was a great shock to us all. Patty, what would you add at this time?
Well, I mean, his studies were literally coming from like the Amazon, I mean, HIV, the pox, even one of his last posts about influenza 3 that just started in another country. And again, I'm not going to get into the details and stuff like that because I don't want to make it a controversial conversation. I want to make it a conversation on the the profound knowledge that this doctor not only had but shared with the world. He didn't hold back. He definitely did his research. Put it out to press. He wanted everybody to be aware of what was going on for the sake of humanity. Breaking all barriers on, breaking edge, science, and being able to even, pass it on even in a homeopathic way. He was all about like do it as natural as you can, even though he was a doctor. It was just a beautiful way to be able to learn when you heard him speak. I heard him speak on interviews multiple times. And I remember when you invited him to be on the PIC TV network, and then he was a guest, and I became friends with him also on Clubhouse from the House of Creativity show with Delano A. Johnson. And the first time I heard of when it happened also was when Delano A. Johnson, he went live because he just was like so in shock, because you got to understand, Dr. Rowland was a very healthy, vibrant, loved living man. He took care of his health, and he just loved life. And just to hear this news was so shocking. Back to you.
Patty, I agree. I could not think of the words. I didn't have any words when I heard it. I mean, I've been rocked this couple of weeks. I've lost about 5 folks that I know. And then for him to die very suddenly, when we literally just talked on the 30th, he introduced a new book, Mommy, Mommy, Our Viruses Smart, at a talk he had at Schroeder College. And we were talking about how we were going to market the book. And we met on the dream of making sure that our children learn about the medical fields, learn about sciences, become more literate so we could uplift our community. And so I feel the loss very poignantly.
And you know what? To add to those attributes, I can't help myself to really hone in on. He had multiple masters. I want to say 5 or 6. I mean, like wow. And again, he not only learned this stuff for the sake of humanity, but he shared everything he learned. That to me was the ultimate, treasure. Besides his friendliness, he had a great sense of humor. And again, I wasn't disbelieved, to be honest, because there you go. That's a big smile. I got to be honest that when I'm going to go right here and say, hey, when I saw his last post, I said, it can't be true. I don't believe it. I I was just, and let's see what they say. I would hate to believe that there's any suspicious activity. However, it gets complicated. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I'm just lost for words again, because Michelle Cox brought Dr. Lane on at least 7 to 8 times, and Dr. Lane still comes on PIC TV Network through our replay shows. A lot of people don't know, when I had COVID last year this time, I called Dr. Lane and told him I had COVID, and I went to DW and they gave me some medicine, and Dr. Lane said, don't take that. And my wife said, okay, let's listen to the doctor. So what happened, Michelle and Patty, it was the wrong medicine. It was medicine for somebody who had blood clots. And if I would have took that, I don't know if I would have been here today. So as soon as I read to Dr. Lane what they prescribed to me, he told me not to take it, and I wanted to always remember that moment. And I know with Michelle, just having an interview with him, I mean, he was like family. Michelle, we remember we had him on, like He was coming on every week on Pick TV Network. Every week, Dr. Lane would come on and do a show on Pick TV Network, and we still thank God for the the shows we had, But it was amazing. This man blessed so many people's lives, and he had a bond with Michelle Costa, that lady right there. He had a
And could
bond.
I add, Michelle? Could you expand on the whole how what a supporter he is of? I see you wearing your pink scarf. What a supporter he is of breast cancer.
Dr. Rowling made it his business to not only support but give out really great information and bring us not only to breast cancer awareness, but that you have breast cancer in women, but you also have breast cancer in men. And on top of that, he was always supportive. When I talk about supportive, he was telling you, hey, let's get your mammograms. Hey, let's check. Make sure you're going to the right doctors and giving out a lot of vital information. We were doing a new program with him. I have one in the can, what we call the can, we mean pre-recorded, where we're going to have a regular show called Coffee with the Doc because he's giving out advice on not only breast cancer, but hypertension, how to interact and talk to your doctor about heart disease and the different things that are going on. He talked about HIV in women and babies and how we need to be safe and how we need to go and have these conversations to make sure that our communities are safe. And so not having Dr. Rowland here, I'm I'm at a loss for words. I'm literally trying to get to this through this broadcast without just, breaking in pieces. I want to take this time to send out condolences to Wendy, his wife, his daughter Jordan, and his dog Thor. He loved his dog. It was an amazing dog. And I would talk to him and he'd be like, Thor, you got to go get in your place now. And he'd have that commanding voice. And then we had an interview with a leading heart doctor in Alabama that, like I said, we were building that show to bring good medical information to our viewers. And so the shock and the tragic loss of Dr. Rowling. Now, I don't know exactly what he died of, but how he died, but I do know that he had just come back from the Amazon. He was helping with dengue fever, and he had also been to Peru helping the babies. And so I want to take this time to say that Dr. Rowling, we love you. We know that you're in heaven, and we know that you did a lot of good work. He had 6 3/4 degrees. He was teaching at Schroeder College in Arkansas, and he was helping our kids get into medicine. He was helping elevate our communities. And all I can say is, I salute a great man. You did well, soldier. You did well.
That is so beautiful. And Michelle, I like to bring a little life into death. It's not easy to understand sometimes, especially something like this. Somebody who's late in life, it's more acceptable. Somebody who's healthy in their prime, full of life, it doesn't make any sense. However, I do want to remember his legacy. And one of the things that he always said, now anytime I hear it, it's going to bring a smile to my face. He always ended everything with, I'll see you on the other side. And he meant by, the other side of things, because everything has two sides. And if you're, dealing with wellness, the outcome is the other side, the well-being. And now that phrase has changed my life. And I have to give salutes to see you on the other side. And I'm not sure if that resonates with you. However, when I see it and think of it, I'm always going to think of, Dr. Rowling, Dr. Lane Rowling.
I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that because that was his tagline, it's his signature line. Hey, the doc, I told you what I told you, and I'll see you on the other side. Dr. Evans, back to you.
Yeah, yeah. PIC TV Network. We could not let this week go by and send our condolences to one of the greatest persons who've been on our PIC TV Network shows and programs, Dr. Rowland. And I can remember his first show. I was so impressed. I wanted to give him, and Michelle knows this. Michelle said, "Good, Doctor." I got Dr. Rowland. I said, "He's so good. You got to ask him all these questions." Every question we asked him about health, it was just like this, folks. He was one of the greatest persons on our network, and we're going to do something great for him during our anniversary. We want to take time out to do a commercial. When we come back, Michelle Cox is going to talk about the Global Breast Cancer event coming up. Keeping it about PIC TV Network, the Legacy Show with Patty, allowing us to come and share today about the legacy of one of the greatest persons who's been on our network that we would never forget. He is a legend. He will always be in our hearts, and we celebrate his homegoing to heaven from here and those special moments with Dr. Lane rolling on PIC TV Network. We'll be right back after this. Don't touch that dial. We have a special guest on too. One of I see a special guest popped in, and I want to always say thank you for our guests giving us a lot of love. And I think he knows Michelle Cox. He's popping and saying, "Hey, Michelle, it's great seeing you again. Of all your success." Yes, Stephen, he's giving you some love, Michelle.
That's Stephen Upton. That was my manager when I worked for CompuCom Systems for 10 years. He's a great guy. He's phenomenal. Couldn't have had a better manager, and he's always been in my corner. So thank you so much, Stephen. I really appreciate it.
We'll be right back after this, folks. Everybody, we're right back here again. We have Patty from New York and also Michelle Cox. Michelle, we are here today honoring the legacy of a great man who touched the world. When you see Dr. Lane, there's that smile. There's that smile. He comes on PIC TV Network and lights up the world. And when you see him, he's going to electrify the audience. All of his shows are great. Michelle, can you talk about that last show? And I know it had to be something amazing that you had, that last interview you had with Dr. Lane Rowland, that interview you had with him.
Well, he was on the show. He was on my show, The Importance and Power of Reading. And we talked about the fact that they told this man right here, that they told his mother he was mentally retarded, that he would never amount to too much of anything. His football coach told him he would just be But time and time again, he has proved them wrong. Time and time again, he has showed up and showed out. Time and time again, this leader has been telling folks, hey, This is what we need to do to help our kids. This is what we need to do for our bodies. These are the things we need to do for our health.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
helping. So
Yeah.
this
Amazing. You
man,
know, the love that he had for people. I mean, he would call you right back. You know, and as I stated, you know, this man is a bona fide doctor helping people from all over the world. I'm gonna bring Patty back in. Amazing, Patty. You know, I'm trying to get this, Patty. When we think about Patty, the legacy show, when you put this together, I never knew this day would come, Patty, on your show, but it's so much needed. You know, I'm still grieving for my niece who Charmaine, who went to heaven. We'd be celebrating her homegoing. Michelle Cox just came from a homegoing service on Saturday. One of her best friends. And I want to say thank you, Patty, for having the legacy show. Um, you know, you never know who needs this on the other side of the screen, who's watching right now. You know, amazing blessings. Patty, you still come on? Let's get you back up. I think she's coming back in a second. Yeah, this is a special time when we need to come together. And Michelle, I want you to talk about. She's coming in a second. Michelle, I want you to talk about the breast, the event, the breast global breast cancer event. Come on.
well, I'll be speaking tomorrow evening on the global breast cancer event, and it's going to be on Eventbrite. It's virtual, but there are over 10 speakers, and our host Gigi Sabat put it together, and this is going to be global. It's going to be worldwide. I will be talking about the different types of breast cancer and how to advocate for yourself, not only as a survivor, but as somebody that's going down that breast cancer journey, how you and your doctors have to work together as a team in order for you to get your best care. And that's going to be happening tomorrow. You can look on Instagram. We've got a link below. It's on Eventbrite, and it is the global breast cancer event that we're doing. And Gigi Sabat is she's the organizer and she is the host for the evening. If you go to my Instagram page, Michelle_TCO1, you can see a poster there along with a link for everybody to register. We know that it's October, it's breast cancer month. I not only wear the scars to symbolize breast cancer, but I'm a breast cancer warrior. And I got to talk to Mr. Les Brown. His mother had also died of breast cancer. And he told me I wasn't just a survivor, but I was a conqueror. And so, for all the people out there that are going through breast cancer, that are supporting people that are fighting this battle, are on their journey, please come by and support us. We're going to have information that will be given. There's over 10 different speakers that you'll get to hear, and each one of them have a story that might help you. All right, Dr. Evans, Patty, back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. And the stories matter because it could be that one little piece that is the key to change somebody's mindset. And with that being said, I want to just give a shout out to one of my good friends who lost her life to breast cancer. It changed my life. I also know a lot of people who are survivors, including my one and only friend over here. Michelle Cox, but the survival rate, I do want to focus on that, and with more research, with more awareness, preventive care like Dr. Rowling taught, this all does make a difference. However, we're still in a battle with it, so let's just do what we need to do and keep that research going. And research is real, and Dr. Rowling was a testimony to that. I mean, he traveled the world, again, for research for the greater of good. And it was really a beautiful thing, because the irony in it, that he's a medical doctor, yet doing everything he could to make it as natural as possible, right? So that's what I loved about Dr. Rowling. Like, yes, sometimes you need medicine. However, he definitely showed you how to be preventive care, and just take care of yourself as much as you can ahead of time, or at least be aware of what to look out for. And that's the important part with breast cancer. There are a lot of telltale signs. So not all the time, but a lot of times, and we need to just remember that stuff, and to share again, share, invite. I always say that. It's like a rhyme at this point. I do want to give a little shout out to my book. I'm gonna do a little self plug, but it is on coping with grief. I am a certified end of life coach. I'm not a medical doctor. I do have over 30 years experience in human, services, being a hairdresser. For 30 years, I make people look nice on the outside, and hopefully they feel good on the inside. And now I'm making them feel good on the inside, and hopefully it reflects on the outside, right? And it is a short book. It is a 30-minute or less read. However, it's meant to ponder on perhaps each chapter. And again, it's just a way to stay aligned in self-help. And I'm doing the air quotes, because this is the book you're going to pick up when you're ready to work on it. And if you're not ready, that's okay. You are the captain of your ship. When you're ready, you grab this book, and already I have gotten great feedback. It's still on the top 10 list for new releases on self-help, and I'm excited. It's available on Amazon Kindle, coming soon to paperback. However, right now it's on Amazon Kindle. And remember, the Kindle is now also an app. Some people said, oh, well, I don't have a Kindle device. Well, that was years ago. Now it's just a free app. And that's how easy peasy lemon squeezy it is. And if you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited and the first month is free, then it's free to rent. And then you could just put it back on the shelf. I hope it helps you. It's called Live Your Legacy, a new spin on mourning. And mourning being grieving. But, if we get a new day, let's embrace it. Because if somebody loved you, and if you're mourning somebody that you loved, I could assure you they will respect that you mourn for them. However, seeing somebody you love in pain, even if it's emotional, that's not what they want. Yeah, and it's understandable. You're gonna go through that. Grieving is a thing. However, this is when you're ready just to start making it feel a little bit better. Anyway, thank you for letting me share. Back to you.
Well, not only that, like I told you, I created a new children's book called Mommy, Our Virus is Smart. It is not out yet, but it is a testament to Dr. Lane Rowley. And it talks about him in the book. It's a children's picture book. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to let everybody know. We're going to post it. It's going to be a wonderful thing, because we're going to help the college that he was teaching at be able to have a scholarship in his name. And that's what we're going to do to celebrate the life and legacy of my friend, Dr. Lane Rowling. Dr. Evans, thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yeah, I'm just again, PIC TV Network. Those who watching right now who haven't seen Patty and Michelle, we've done so many shows, going into hundreds of shows since we've been on three years, and every now and then we come on shows that are heart touching, and then this is one of those times that we come on and we remember a person who we had so many shows with, Dr. Lane. Again, this man he's a legend. When you see him on here, the PIC TV Network, this man is a legend. They have 6 degrees, helping people lives to be better. Served in the military, touching people's lives, teaching at the university. This man has done so many things, and he's on PIC TV network to come on our network to do shows for us. And Michelle, his shows could have cost like $25,000 or $30,000 if he wanted to charge for us, but he never charged one dime for us to come on PIC TV network. He was always giving and supporting our network with the HBCUs, and to have him to come on PIC TV network and to remember the life, that he gave to help so many people. Folks, this man has been a blessing. And, I know that Michelle Cox and, Patty from New York and all of the PIC TV network managers around the world, we salute this man. Thank God for the time that we had to meet him on the planet, and never know when it's going to be somebody's time to exit this world. But he's leaving so many beautiful things behind. Michelle, we're still going to play his shows every day, Michelle, you're going to be, again, you already interviewing him, but his legacy is going to continue to be alive. And Patty, when we think about the legacy show that we have on right now, it led to this when the seed was planted to nights like this, which is so touching around the world. We're going to talk a little bit more about those who want to hear Michelle Cox and the breast cancer big event. Can we tune in, or do we have to get tickets? How can we watch it with you, Michelle? Talk a little bit about how we can be a part of this historical event that they're going to be part of.
You're on mute.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to come back to Michelle. Michelle, she's going to come in a second. Patty, let me bring you back in. Michelle's going to reset and come back in a second. When we talked about shows like this, and I wanted to say thank you again, Patty, your dad, Michael's father, who is really your dad too, you had to go through some grieving time when this year, Patty, with the loss of Michael's dad. And can you tell the world how you had to be there for your husband and give him his space too? Talk about that for a minute, Patty.
Oh yeah, you have to also kind of get your antennas on, because you can't read people's minds. However, we're humans, that we do have multiple senses, and when somebody seems like they have like a nervous energy, do something that might distract them. We have a lot of humor in our family. Thank God we could laugh. Laughing is not always appropriate. However, laughing is always definitely a feel good thing. I was going to say a situation. That's my new word, a situation, because now I say make it a situation. And when you problem solve, you make a situation, which is feeling some sort of way, and you put a stitch in it by problem solving. Then you make it a situation. And sometimes problem solving is simply just let it be. Let it be. Sometimes things just have to let it be. And for me, I'm a hyperactive person, if anybody knows me. So that's one of my biggest challenges, is letting it be. However, I have found that's a lot of times where the sweet spot is. As long as you're not staying there, you don't want to stay in any state. It's all about balance, right, Michelle? I'm going to pass it right over to you. It's about balance.
You have to be balanced in this life. Even when you go through grief, it is going through it, not getting over it, but going through it. And there are stages, and they don't come in any random order. You might be a little depressed or a little sad today, but you might be angry tomorrow. Or, you might then have a moment of
Denial. How about denial? Denial is like a total thing.
yes. But whatever stage you are in, the thing to remember is number one, always validate that feeling, because that person was somebody that meant something to you, and your feelings are valid, whatever they might be in the moment. Number two, remember the legacy, the greatness that they left in your life, that imprint that they put, and all the good works that they were doing. And that's why, even though we might feel a tinge of sadness right now, we know that Dr. Lane Rowley did some wonderful things on this earth to help people around the world. And for that, we salute and celebrate the legacy of Dr. Lane Rowley, MD, PhD, infectious disease medicine, and virologist, also educator. Patty, back to you.
Yeah, friend, father, and husband, and much more. We do appreciate that he gave his time to be on the PIC TV network. And I know also with Delano Johnson, he was quite friends with. And it was a pleasure to have met him. And if you were blessed to even going back to his footage now, you'll still be blessed. Even I'm glad that Dr. David's going to continue showing those episodes, because you will be blessed. His legacy does continue, and that's the beauty. And going back to a little bit of what you were saying about the grieving, is also it's okay to poke a little bit too. I know Dr. David was asking me, with my husband, and I also did a little pokey poke to the bear, a little bit here, a little bit there, because sometimes, not everybody finds it easy to unload. However, we all know the importance of getting it off your chest, whether it's through writing, art, singing, community. But somehow, that little bit of release definitely seems to do the soul good. So I'm good for poking a little bit. What can I tell you? Back to you, Dr. David.
Yeah, and I think everybody grieves in their own way. When Michelle told me about Dr. Lane leaving the world and going to heaven, we had to stop, and we just had to stop and just give God thanks, and then feel that part of us that he's gone, in disbelief for a minute, because she just saw him, and he's just popped in our room, been on our network, and I watch him on shows. He's on the Spotlight show on the PIC TV network. Amazing blessing, and then to be able to have our own time, when my niece Charmaine passed away, I pray for our family. We're still going through our grieving process right now too. And also, Michelle, we have to come back and praying for the families in Israel. We have to do a show for the families there, Patty, in Israel, and we are definitely praying, because the people that are there are fighting for their lives, and we don't want to take anything for granted, and we definitely want to pray for the peace of Jerusalem and Israel that are there. As the Bible states that many people that are losing their lives, even as we on the show today. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I know you've been watching the shows and programs on PIC TV Network. Project Smiles is getting ready to come up, so we're gonna put some smiles on people's faces. I was telling Patty, we got some toys for the kids, gift cards. We're gonna be doing some things over the holidays to help people. This is what we do on PIC TV Network, and I want to thank everybody for watching. We're gonna close out the show, and I want to thank again Michelle Cox. Michelle, did you say how we can watch tomorrow's show? I know it's a national show. Do we get tickets? How do we?
So you'll go to Eventbrite and look up the Global Cancer Event. That's Eventbrite. And look up the Global Cancer Event. And it'll be tomorrow starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, you can go to my YouTube channel, Michelle_TCO1 on Instagram, and you can pick up the link there. I'll have some flyers out. I'll make sure to put it out on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, we will make sure that you can get a ticket and come and talk about and come and hear some of the wonderful speakers that are going to talk about breast cancer and how we can elevate each other through these breast cancer journeys. I will be speaking. I'll be talking about advocating in breast cancer, and I will be sharing my journey. That's tomorrow at 5 p.m. on Eventbrite. Dr. Evans, back to you.
Yeah, and I know you have to run. You got another show going on after this, and I'm gonna bring Patty back up. Michelle Cox, before you leave, can you tell people about the importance of reading show that everybody, your award is right over there. Next month, you'll be getting 3 awards, Pat. Michelle, can you tell everybody about how they can tune in and watch the repeats of Dr. Lane? Put that out there for us, Michelle.
All right. So my show, The Importance and Power of Reading, comes on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's on the PIC TV network. It's also on my YouTube channel, Michelle the Computer Lady on YouTube. I also send links out on LinkedIn and Facebook. But every Wednesday at 7 p.m., my show airs, and I have different guests. We had Dr. Lane Rowley. We had the CEO of Good Foods. We had Rhonda Weir. She's a family attorney. We just finished an interview with Cynthia Hardy. She's the CEO of Pivot, and she's also an attorney and author. We've had Gina Gadsden. She was with the Distinguished Authors Guild Award, and we had Mr. Moses West. He's an inventor who invented the atmospheric water generator, because we know one thing in this life. If you can't read, you won't succeed. And reading will elevate us always. And we have to make sure we elevate our children in order for them to have success in this life. Patty, back to you.
That's amazing. I do want to add one more thing there. I know the show was mostly dedicated to Dr. Rowling. However, there is somebody else that I believe we were both were friendly with, was June McLean, and she was also well known in the entertainment industry. She was the founder and owner of Juma Productions, a composer, a songwriter, a singer, an actor. She was did ministries. She was amazing. She was one of the singers for the background for "I Believe I Could Fly." Was one of the more popular ones of all. However, she was a heart of gold, and we got to know her. I know on Soulful Sunday. That's where a room that's again on the other social media with First Note Play and Tommy Jackson. But we all became such good friends on the platform, and we just learned that she passed battling some health complications, and I think it did take everybody by surprise, though. So we are really just mourning her loss too, and we just know like her essence, her love, her laughter. She was just a beautiful, giving person, and I just want to say a tribute again to June McLean. May her family find peace of mind and heart, and may her legacy continue forever. Her funeral services are this weekend, and again, I just want to say a prayer to the family.
Wow, that's so important, folks. The Legacy Show comes on every Tuesday. Patty's right here from New York. Patty, you have some guests coming up too. Talk about who you got coming up, Patty, so everybody know who you got coming, Patty.
Yes, we have Janita Burke. She's a songwriter. That wasn't her original career. She is an attorney. She does ministry. She's based in Bermuda. She travels the world. She does a lot of work with orphanages. However, she is now a songwriter, and her story, I'll let her tell her story, but it really is inspiring, and I really love her. And we're friends from the Lemonade Stand, which is ministry services, as we call it, digital church, run by Pastor Renee Bradford, a doctor-elect, and that's what she's getting her doctorate in. All like I don't want to get it wrong, but she is our pastor, and she is called the pastor of peace for the House of Creativity, and it's called the Lemonade Stand. I do have to do a shout out because we gather in fellowship. Everybody's welcome. We read Psalms, and we stay in one psalm for the whole week, and that's where we became really good friends. In fact, we met in person a few weeks ago in Durham, North Carolina. She traveled from Bermuda, and we all met. And she's going to share an amazing story. So I don't want to be a spoiler alert. And then the week after that, we got Mitos. And Mitos is one of the moderators, again, in the show called The House of Creativity. And she's a publisher of 5 children's books. And she, again, this is not the only thing she does. She's also a social worker, and she helps with children. And again, I don't want to tell her story. Let her do that. However, she's going to be a guest the following week. So I'm excited for the lineup, and more to come. So I thank everybody for joining us. And if you want to be a part of our show, just contact either the PIC TV network and just write the Legacy Show, or me, or any of us here. We all know how to get in touch with each other. You could also follow me on my website, pattyny.com. That's pattyny.com. And then just check out the Legacy Show and submit your requests, and we'll get you right in. But we thank you. And again, we welcome all sponsorships and donations, especially during the holidays when we're doing Project Smiles. And we want to say thank you in advance. Back to you, Dr. David.
Hey, thank you, Patty. Patty is our PIC TV network special person for Project Smiles. And we see up there Dr. Kamala Harris, the vice president. We always spotlight her photo when she comes through. Thank you. I had a chance to meet her and be in the session with her and record her. It was amazing when she came to Washington, D.C. for a special event to help some Black businesses, and I was honored to be there in that midst. Also, if you want to support this program, go scan the QR code right above you, right above Patty. Let's support the PIC TV network, your network on Roku. This has been a special presentation from the PIC TV network, your network. We are among the top streaming networks in the world. Yes, America's favorite television streaming network. Yeah, we're among the top PIC TV network. I want to thank you for your time. We'll see you next time on the Legacy Show with Patty from New York. Thank you, Patty, for everything. Thank you, Michelle Cox. Thank you for watching us. And we're praying for Dr. Lane and his family as they celebrate the wonderful legacy that this man has done to touch the world. He is a great man that we will miss as he went from earth to glory to leave this world, but with so much behind that he helped so many people. A doctor with 6 degrees, operating a specialist, helping so many people, and been on our network so many times. We're going to showcase him again. Watch the repeats on the Spotlight channel on the PIC TV network. See Dr. Lane in our repeat sessions, and want to say to his family, sending out condolences to this great man. Thank you, Patty. We'll see you next time, everybody, on PIC TV network, your network on Roku.
What is this? It's kind of light. All my body starts to shiver. Worries will, I'm on a high. I've never felt like this before. Got to let it go.
When you move abroad, there are some things you can't take with you. But there are some things you just can't leave behind. For international health insurance, choose Allianz Worldwide Care.
Hi, my name's Sarah. And I'm Lenny. We have a story about stranger safety and knowing when to shout, run, and tell. A stranger is a person you don't know. You shouldn't talk to strangers or go anywhere with them, even if they seem nice. I learned that last weekend when we went to the park with my mom. We see strangers every day, and they're usually nice and friendly. So we don't have to be afraid of strangers. But we should always make smart choices around people we don't know. Whoa! Hi, doggy. That's why I thought we shouldn't pet this strange man's dog. Come on, Lenny, kick the ball back. Hold on, this dog's so cool. His dog was pretty cute. She could shake and roll over. Her owner said that he had puppies in his car. He seemed really nice. But we have to be smart around all strangers. And being smart means never being alone with someone you don't know or going where they tell you. Now he said the puppies were at his house around the block. He wanted us to go there with him. I told him no. We had to go home. Then he started to come towards us. That's when we ran away. We found my mom and told her what happened.
Sarah and Lenny made the right choice to run away. Strangers you meet might have pets, or offer you candy, or even ask you for help. But stranger safety means that you should never go anywhere with a person that you don't know. When a stranger asked Sarah and Lenny to go with him, Sarah knew to shout no, run away, and tell. Most strangers are good people, but we always have to follow the stranger safety rule to be safe. If someone you don't know wants you to go somewhere with them, tell them no. Get away and tell a grown-up.
Hi, everybody. It's Michelle, the computer lady with the PIC TV network. I'd like you to join me and my guest as we discuss the topic of the importance and power of reading. Every week, I'm going to be bringing a new guest as we dive deep into why our kids don't read and ways that we can help them. Stay tuned.
It's the biggest. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Yeah. She want the She want the
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am your host, Izumi, and we are reporting live from Los Angeles, California, and we are on PIC TV Network on Roku TV. And if you're not tuning in right now, you better tune in because you do not want to miss the latest and hottest indie music videos, fashion, celebrity news, interviews, and so much more for you guys that we're going to bring a home for all indie artists and all genres of music. So we are the streets, we are the culture, and we are the content. Stay tuned, Roundtable TV.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching this special broadcast today. We dedicated this man that has been on our TV network, who touched the world with his gift. And we wanted to say thank you on PIC TV network to a great man who's gone but never forgotten. And PIC TV network celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Rowland. Thank you, sir, for all you've done to touch the world, and his legacy will continue to live on. I want to say thank you again to all the PIC TV network fans around the world as we celebrate the life of this man who's been on our television network so many times. We're going to watch his repeats. He is a bona fide doctor who helped people from all walks of life. 6 degrees, surgeon, Dr. Rowland. Rest in paradise. Thank you for your time on PIC TV network. And everybody continue to support our network and the things that we're doing. I'll see you next time on the next show. We're going to dedicate something to the kids. We know it's holiday season is here, and we got something special that we want to do for the kids. So stay tuned for the next show. We're going to dedicate this to the kids.